Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the WhiskAYE Podcast. Sorry for being on time this month, but if you're used to our sporadic schedule, things are looking to change.
You put the pressure on me a bit there.
A little bit of news. The blog is going to be dropping to once every fortnight now, just because we are quite busy. Unfortunately, this doesn't pay for our lives yet, so have to keep on going to work, I suppose.
Can you set up a Patreon where they contribute in bottles of whiskey rather than in dollars or whatever?
I feel like we'd get a lot of Rob whiskey.
Yeah, fair point. But it's like we could have good rewards. It could be like for the lowest tier, it could be a picture of you with your thumbs up in a photo. Second tier could be me. Third tier could be us both.
Okay, and then fourth tier is
we turn up to your house and put us thumbs up
and drink whiskey with you. You're buying.
Yeah, your whiskey. We'll drink your whiskey.
Yeah, unless it's Rob whiskey, and then we're going home.
Yeah, after probably slashing your tyres.
Rob whiskey would be Tesco's premium whiskey, Scotch, aged 3 years.
3 years, yeah, it's an old one.
Yeah, so I'm not going to make that joke. So yeah, this month the Dram Team box, as usual, is the Cask Magic, which seems very interesting. The title card says, "In this box, we explore the mystery process of whiskey maturation, with each of our 6 scotches having its own unusual cask-based backstory, magic. And if you've read any of the blogs, you'll probably know that we do like an interesting cask."
Yes, we are something of wine cask connoisseurs, you could say.
In fact, by pure chance, my lesson was about the wood 3 weeks ago now, I think.
Yes, thanks to Sarah for passing that knowledge on to us.
Yep.
Shout out to Sarah.
Yeah. Definitely shout out to say that. It was nothing to do with Gordon MacPhail.
No.
Just our friend Sarah.
Yeah, just his mate Sarah.
Who, if she ever hears this, that'll be embarrassing. But there you go.
Well, the second time she'll hear it is when it gets played in the court case for the stalking.
Yeah, we weren't stalking. We were told by other whiskey people that the bar that she also worked at happened to be a whiskey good bar.
We didn't know
whiskey
she worked
good. That was a new one. Good whiskey.
I think we've clarified this, but we'll clarify it again for the court. So we didn't know she worked there.
Yes. Okay. I suppose since I'm already getting my words in the wrong order, we should probably start drinking some whiskey.
Probably should.
First up is the Aaron Malt Amarone.
I imagine it's Amarone. Sounds Italian.
Yeah. So this Aaron single malt is finished in a selection of Amarone casks sourced from an artisan winemaker in the Veneto region of Italy. Sorry for butchering all of the Italian words. Amarone is a rich Italian dry red wine, and the literal translation is the Great Bitter, coined to distinguish it from sweeter wine produced in the same part of Italy. It's bellissimo.
Oh, nice accent there. That was good.
Yeah, that's me being Mario. So, a wine cask, as is always good. Get some nice tannins in here.
But we do like a dry wine cask, yeah.
Yes. And it's bitter, so it shouldn't overpower with sweetness anyway.
Should we have done a shout out to Nintendo back then?
Probably, but
shout out to Miyamoto? I think it's Miyamoto. Shout out to Miyamoto.
Yeah. Did you know Nintendo started out as a playing card manufacturer in like the 1800s?
Still probably the best game they ever made.
I don't know. They've got some alright ones.
Meh.
Struggling. Pokemon. Boom.
Yeah, did Nintendo make that or just publish it?
Game Freak made it, actually. Yeah, you're right. But
Fair
I think they own it, so that's...
Yeah, okay. He can have that. You get away with it this time, Miyamoto.
It's like you would never really probably say Activision made the game, but
I won't say they did anything worthwhile.
Pretty famous for... Yeah, they made the good Tony Hawks, so I'll give them that.
Alright, okay. Right.
Neversoft made them. Activision published them. But
yeah, so they published a lot of decent games.
Yeah. Anyway, back to whiskey.
Yes.
Our other passion.
of 2.
Yeah.
So what's on the nose does the card say?
Oh yeah, I should probably read the card.
Yeah, that was my subtle prompt for you to do that.
The card here says on the nose we have poached pears, so probably slightly sweeter than normal pear smell.
Mm-hmm.
A touch of cranberry and honey. So
I don't know what cranberries smell like.
Probably like any other bit. Just think of cranberry sauce. It's probably the same thing.
I know, but I don't really have cranberry sauce. This is my problem.
Suppose it's just dry leftovers in the north, is it?
We don't have turkeys. We have pigeon.
Yeah, offcuts of the pigeon that came last.
Hey, there's no wrong with pigeon, mate.
Horse people eat it.
Yeah, generally it's wood pigeon, not street pigeon or whatever you call normal. I don't know why. Presumably they're riddled with diseases.
It's probably. They are literally called.
Why don't we eat seagulls?
Don't know. Probably because if you're at the seaside, why would you eat seagull when you could just catch fish?
Yeah, I know, but seagulls are everywhere and they're always thought of as a nuisance.
I think people just don't like eating things which are considered pests.
Yeah.
Which is insane, really, when you think about it, because it's a good way to get rid of pests.
That's what I was thinking. It's a win-win, isn't it? No waste and get rid of it. Anyway, so I do get a bit of fruit on the nose.
Yeah, I think I can kind of make out the poached pear sort of.
Yeah, that kind of sweet fruit.
It's sugary.
Okay, let's give it. What's the flavors supposedly then?
On our palate, we're going to get some nice sweetness: honey, pears, Turkish delight, cherries, and dark chocolate, and a satisfying, memorable finish, which I'm going to imagine will be dry and narrow.
You wouldn't be wrong. That is nice. I don't get a lot of sweetness. There is some sweetness to begin, but it kind of levels off.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit bitter, like a little bit.
Yeah, the dark chocolate.
Like tart.
Yeah.
A little bit salty, but that'll probably be just because it's an island malt, so gets in from the air.
That tasting, it was sweeter. I definitely got more of that kind of that pear that time.
I should probably eat pears to see what they taste like. I'll never really have them in a fruit salad.
Yeah, pears taste like crap apple, basically.
Yeah, that's why. In a fruit salad, they just taste like, pineapple or what's the other? Peach juice, whichever juice is in the tin with it.
Yeah,
I just classed myself there by saying that when I get fruit salad, it comes in a tin.
That's all right. Someone at work today was saying that they have a can of sugar.
A can?
Yeah, not like a metaphorical, like a monster or whatever. It's just a can of sugar.
Oh, they just...
It was like, how much sugar is in this? And someone was like, 20 grams. He's like, that's like half a can. It's like, where do you shop that you get sugar in cans?
Just, reduces down a can of Coke.
Yeah. Just strange.
Chemicals and dark-coloured sugary syrup.
Yeah, just what your growing body needs. Yeah, it's very nice. You were right on the dry kind of finish. You definitely do get the tannins. You know when it kind of like you sucks your cheeks in.
Yeah, like dries out the roof of your mouth a little bit and on the palate.
Yeah, that's nice. Let me just open up a Word doc, which I should have done before if I was a professional, but
as we've said, we don't get paid for this, so
I'm not a professional.
By definition, rank amateurs.
Yeah, probably I'd like to say that we're the best. Kind of like by county. I had to quickly follow that up because if I'd have left that hanging, that'd have been bad. But it's not by county because you're from a different country. So by country, international, but specifically Yorkshire and Scotland, whiskey blog.
Yeah.
/podcast. I'd like to say we're in the top 10.
Oh, I would hope so. My issue is that if we were to say international, there's almost definitely at least an American and Scottish team. But who knows if they would, use the internet to bridge the gap.
I mean, there's bound to be something a lot more exotic than we are, but... Just typing up the notes, so keep the audience entertained while I do this.
All right, yeah. Fill the dead air.
Yeah.
So... Do, 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 do.
You're not making music, are you? Because then that'll get us copyright striked and we'll have to take it
No,
out.
it's okay if you make the music. You're just not allowed to use other people's
Like I
music.
say, as an executive in Sony BMG, so I was just like sat bolt upright in bed, being like, "Yes, money to be made."
Well, obviously because you'll publish my song and I'll become famous for
As long
my.
as I can ride your coattails.
You're be like when Cartman helped Jimmy write the fish sticks joke on South Park. You know, he was in the room.
Yep.
So you know.
Yeah.
It's his joke. But
so these are my notes. I've got sweet nose, pear throughout nose and taste, bit of chocolate towards end, slight vanilla, dry lingering finish.
Yep, that sounds good.
And I'll put tannins.
Yeah, because that explains what kind of dry.
Yeah, I would give that a 3.5, which is basically my average.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 3.5. As I said, as an island malt, you could taste a little bit of the salt from the air.
Okay, I'll put that in your comments.
Does sometimes turn me off for my first whiskey. If we were a bit further down the line, I'd probably be like, oh, it's a 4.5.
Yeah, that's the problem is we get drunker. Yeah.
Oh, it just means that it's a strong flavour to be the first thing in the palate. I'm sipping my water to make sure that I clear it.
Yep, as am I. I've got my fancy pipette with me, so if there is one that feels like it needs water, I'm good to go.
I'll just use my finger. Boop, boop.
There's no class, some people. Us Yorkshire folk are known for his class.
Yeah.
Drinking his wife beater in a string vest. Oh, sorry. Drinking his wife beater in his wife beaters.
Do you even go as far as drinking wife beater? I would have thought it would have been like, Skull Super or something like that.
Premium lager, mate.
So Skull Super.
It's premium because it's extra strong.
Yeah. It's premium because it says premium on it.
Yeah, it's good because it's export only. So good, its origin country doesn't want it.
That's the best kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair, there have been good whiskies which were export only, but well.
Yeah, but this is more down to the fact that they didn't think that there was a market for certain whiskies.
Yeah.
Which is true of certain beers.
And that's
as
also
well.
what's true about premium lager generally. They didn't think there was a market for premium lager.
They didn't think there was a market for lager in Belgium.
Yeah.
They're not known as big
premium lager.
Yeah, they're not known as big beer drinkers over there, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hop on to whiskey number 2.
Yeah.
So this is an old familiar one, just breaking my keyboard there in the background. Already getting angry from all the alcohol.
Yeah.
This is back to a distillery that we're very familiar with. So this is Glenfiddich, age 15 years, unique Solera Reserve. So the spiel is this Glenfiddich is matured in a combination of sherry, bourbon, and new oak casks before being married in a unique handcrafted Oregon pine Solera vat. Always kept at least half full, this Solera vat means that newer 15-year-old whiskey is constantly blended with older spirit, delivering increased complexity. Which is, I've not heard of that in anything else. So
I'd like to just take a moment to comment here that yes, they wait until they have a 15-year-old and then they decant it into a vat. So they have a whiskey that they could more than likely already sell for a reasonable amount, and they think, you know what, let's just add it to the.
Well, it depends. They might get the 15-year-old and like, this stuff is rubbish. I'm just going to have to put it somewhere.
Yeah, I've got to guess. I've got to guess that they probably sell that to Barry Bros and Rods. So,
what premium blend?
Yeah.
Export only.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the nose, an intriguingly complex aroma, sweet heather honey and vanilla fudge combined with rich dark fruits. They say it's intriguingly complex, but we'll manage to reduce it to 2 very basic smells, I'm sure.
That smells like whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey. Oh, the sweetness. Okay.
It's very complex.
That's very sweet.
Letting you finish, but
that's very sweet.
Yeah.
Like candy floss.
It smells a lot like a toffee sauce.
Yeah,
like on a sticky toffee pudding.
It's very very sugary.
Yeah, and definitely getting some of the dark fruits coming through.
I guess that's what they mean by vanilla fudge. That's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's dark fruits under there. It's hard to.
It smells like a sort of sticky toffee pudding, but with fruit in it. You know, like a proper pudding.
Like a ruined sticky toffee pudding.
I don't know, like the sticky toffee pudding of my use had dates in it, and it was very nice.
All right, okay, I can see that working. I quite like dates.
Yeah.
All right, so on the palate, silky smooth, revealing layers of sherry oak, marzipan, cinnamon, and ginger, full-bodied and bursting with flavour, and the finish is satisfyingly rich with lingering sweetness. So I'll let you take a sip while I entertain the listeners/viewers. Speaking of sticky toffee pudding, some guy brought in these little tarts that were sticky toffee pudding tarts. Like a jam tart has that kind of short crust pastry around it.
Yeah, I know a tart, like a Bakewell tart or a...
Yeah, like a tart. Yeah. I suppose I over-explained a tart there. The centre was sticky toffee pudding.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was. I mean, I always try and resist like the baked goods at work because that's why people who work in an office get fat.
Yep.
And then I can't resist donuts because donuts are amazing. And he brought those in. I had like 2 out of the 4 to myself. It's just like I feel guilty, but at the same time, I don't care.
Yeah, there was I'm on a course with work just now, and it's in a Hilton hotel, and our meeting room has its own kitchen where they put the food, but they just continually replenish the cakes with new cakes which are different, and you're like, well, if I've tried them so far, I have to try this one because this might be the best one, which is bad for your health, especially when they let you go on like a comfort break every hour and a half ish.
Comfort break straight for the cakes, busting for the loo all the time, but full of cake.
Full of cake. It'll soak it up. It's fine.
that's how digestion works.
Yeah.
So I just had a sip while you were telling us about that. So I get the whole. It is very smooth, and I actually, for once, or second or third time ever, maybe, I get the whole layers. Because after that initial kind of sweetness, it does feel like there's 2 or 3 different flavors that kind of follow each other through.
Yeah, I'd say on its first burst, it's probably too cluttered to give you anything. It's very smooth, but there's not really a standout flavour.
Yeah, an identifiable flavour. But then, about halfway through, it seems to just be like 2 or 3 come through.
Yeah, I'm getting sort of maybe a butterscotchy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe a mix of like the marzipan and the cinnamon or something.
Could be. I don't really get marzipan, which is good because I don't like marzipan. I'm not really getting.
We're not drinking amaretto, so why would we want marzipan flavour? I can sort of get the ginger on my lips, but it goes...
There's a little bit of kind of warmth, I'd say.
It's like a spicy...
But it's hard to tell because it's a whiskey, so it's always going to have some warmth to it.
Yeah. I think it's like the ginger is more of a freshness.
Yeah.
Quite bright, but...
Yeah. And it's definitely got a nice, warming, lingering finish.
Yeah.
Which I always like. That's very nice.
Hangs around rich and sweet, as they say. That is probably the best way to describe those flavours.
Yep. Aged 15. I'm just typing up the notes. Aged 15 years. Solera. Because, see, I do all the studying behind the scenes stuff, so it's going to be me who's typing all this up onto the shared document that we've got. Oh, just because you're doing work and university.
Yeah. Just should get a secretary.
I thought that was your job.
I know. I am a management grade as well. You're just a higher management grade.
I'm a temporary higher management grade. Let's clarify.
Yeah. Also, I don't manage people at all. So
that's why I'm a management grade.
Yeah. But like the old PJ. Why is your job title engineering manager? You don't have any staff. It's because I manage engineering.
Yeah. Yeah. Seems fair.
Yeah.
So I would give that a 4.
I'm gonna also go 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that it was probably my palate, but it was probably too complex for me to pick anything out, which made it less.
I think I'm going to be mean, and I'm going to go back to the Arran and give it a 3 and give this a 3.5. Because I preferred that to the Arran, but neither of them have been really good. Like, really. Like, again, you know, I think we've got to stress that our scores are quite low, if you got what I mean. Like, a 2.5 is an average good whiskey. So 3.5 is a very good.
Yeah.
So these are by no means bad whiskies. I would be very happy to have these in a bar or buy a bottle if it was the right price.
I suppose it's like if it was Jim Murray, this is like a 70, which sounds a lot better than a 3.5. But we're also not Jim Murray, so we don't have enough of a...
Shout out to Jim Murray.
If he wants to send us some whiskey of the year, I'll take it.
We've already asked him once.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep saying it.
Yeah.
He might have like an algorithm that searches things. Like, oh, look.
Who mentioned my name today?
Oh, these guys are great. I'm going to put their names in my next book and they'll become world famous. But yeah, I don't think we quite have the cultivated palate to go down to basically out of 1,000 as he does, since he has a decimal point in his 100 point rating system.
No, I don't think we're quite there yet. But practice makes perfect.
That's why we do the things we do, to drink more whiskey. I mean, to cultivate our palate.
To educate our listeners without them having to buy the whiskey.
Yeah, because
I mean, service.
Imagine if you were like, teetotal for, I don't know, religious or like the opposite of religious, alcoholic reasons. You want to, I said regions, I meant reasons, but you want to, learn about the whiskey, then they can do it vicariously through us.
Yep.
But, anyway, we have
just saints, really.
There. Yeah, plenty good. If we were doing this for the YouTube views, we're well over the 10 minutes now. Mid rolls, here we come.
Yeah, so the next 3 of these whiskies are pretty good.
Yeah.
See you next week.
You say that, but there's some people whose YouTube videos just seem to go that way, where they're like, "Oh, I'm over 10 minutes. Bye."
Yeah, well, what they do is spend like 4 minutes doing an intro because they've got crap all in terms of content.
Yeah.
So they spend 4 minutes explaining what they're going to do.
They do a montage.
Yeah. Then like 2 minutes, like almost doing the thing. Then they stop. They do don't forget to do the like, subscribe, shout out to so-and-so. Then it takes 30 seconds to actually do the thing. And then they like the fake reaction for 3 minutes and then they leave.
Yeah. 10 minutes, 15 seconds, mid-rolls.
Yeah, don't forget you're aiming at, the demographic for YouTube is quite young, so.
Yeah, and also you just, the mid-roll is, for people who don't know, is the mid-video ad, and the minimum time for that is 10 minutes. So if you can get to 10 minutes and you're trying to become a YouTuber, you can choose to put mid-roll ads on and annoy your audience. Okay. The whole 4 to 6 people who watch your videos. Anyway, on to the next.
So this is one that we've already had.
Yes, we have both already had this. Not from the Dram Team box, just
still
whiskey.
No duplication, which is pretty impressive.
But this is a distillery which we would very much like to visit.
Yep.
So Balvenie, if you want to hit us up, we know you do probably the best tour, arguably the best tour, where you get to drink the most whiskey and bottle your own, and you do everything from basically start to finish in the whiskey production, and it would just be great to see it all coming together. So if you want to give us a time and a place, we'll come along for free.
We can find time in the schedule for you.
Yeah. But also, we're going to drink your whiskey now, so we'll give it a great review, because that's how people get favors. So the Balvenie Caribbean Cask, aged 14 years. The Caribbean Cask, referenced in the name of this 14-year-old single malt, are American oak casks filled with a blend of West Indian rums, as you would imagine Caribbean casks to be filled with. Specially selected by Balvenie maltmaster David Stewart. then later emptied with the whiskey replacing the rum for a finishing period.
That feels a bit redundant. You'd imagine it was emptied of the rum before they filled it with the whiskey, because otherwise it'd just go terribly wrong, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
You'd be good to pour the whiskey and you'd be like, oh, it's all over the ground.
But I get the feeling that it's not the original rum casks, like they've put the rum in the American oak.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but I don't know what they normally put rum in.
Probably some kind of cask. It's a sailor's drink, innit?
Yeah.
But anyway, the nose for this one is rich, sweet, and creamy toffee on the nose. Tea combines, because there's a typo, with fresh fruit notes.
We're brutal in his pedantry.
Yeah.
We don't give anyone a pass.
I mean, as much as I like you, the Dram Team, I'm trying to get something out of the Balvenie here, and you're putting typos on their cards, so...
Yeah. How dare you? Okay, yeah, I can get the richness.
Smells like the South.
Yeah, you can smell the smug.
Did you say smog? Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, I get the toffee. I still don't get the fruit. I'm terrible at picking out fruit, though.
You should probably eat more fruit.
Well, I'm terrible at picking it out. How can I
You're
eat more?
Oh, I'll just get this apple here. Oh, how have I got a bag of minstrels?
Yeah, I get back and I was like, this is an
Other
onion.
chocolate counters are available.
Yeah.
Counters is also a Galaxy thing. Other candy-covered chocolate is available.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely get a toffee-ishness. I get what you mean with the fresh fruit not being there. I always find it hard to find fresh fruit if there's a toffee sort of flavour. But you're going to imagine it's going to smell kind of caramelly when it's been put in a rum cask, because
Yeah.
rum
Rum's
is
quite
sugar.
vanilla, isn't it? So.
Yeah, but it's also it's just sugar.
Yeah.
Cooked.
There is some vanilla there, I would say. Or some, I suppose more like toffee, not just vanilla.
The vanilla is likely from sort of... I've had a sip, by the way, just so...
Yeah, the vanilla's from the American oak, isn't it?
Yeah. So
what's the palate and the finish?
rounded with vanilla and sweet oak notes, with a fruity character that develops with time.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely does. It's kind of it's quite oily.
Yeah.
And it's got a sort of vanilla banana-y flavour.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure I get much for that banana in there, but I'm not invalidating your experience.
You know, that's it's fruity, but because it's creamy and vanilla-y, my mind always goes to banana. Maybe I should eat more of that style of fruit, which I can't remember the name of for the genus.
Plantains or whatever.
That's the one. But yeah.
I'll put that as your comment.
Sort of, yeah. Kind of reminds me of banana fritters kind of idea, because it's still got the caramel.
Yeah, it does develop similar to the Glenfiddich, but not in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we didn't fill a dead air. No, amateurs.
I filled it with gulps.
Okay.
But yeah, it was. That's very. It's very creamy to me.
Yeah, it is creamy.
It tastes thick, if anyone can understand what I mean.
Yeah, it's the difference between a milk-based drink and a water-based drink.
Yeah, I'm not a synesthete, or whatever the correct word for people who have synesthesia is, but
yeah, but there's a difference between a thick drink and a thin drink.
Taste to feel, yeah.
Yeah.
And how cool would that be to have, though? I thought it'd be weird, probably, but it'd be also cool because everything has a color, or you can taste names.
As an enlightened 21st century person, I don't believe anything has color.
Yeah, everything's just like it was back in the 50s, black and white.
Yeah, exactly. Right, no, that's even worse.
What?
Just black and white.
I'm not going to say it. It's too easy.
Right, so I've put oily/creamy, toffee on the nose, vanilla through. The vanilla develops. I put light banana flavor develops over time.
Yeah.
It's very medium finish. Yeah. I reckon it's more of a medium finish. What would we score that then?
Been a bit boring today, but I'm also going to say 3.5.
Yeah, I'm inclined to go with that. And I like Balvenies.
They've all been good, but
Yes, we're waiting for one to. I think maybe what it is because we've waited to try this one, and it's a special cask one, as expectations have been really high.
that's probably okay because we're judging them fairly. I wouldn't say we're underscoring any of these.
No.
But there's a good chance if one comes in that's really good, it may end up getting good numbers.
Yes. Well, we've still got 3 to go.
Yes. Well, we're only halfway, and none of them have been bad, as we have said.
Yep. So we're probably getting like peat monsters next month or something.
I doubt it. But
Okay. So the next one on our list is from Jura. It's aged 18 years, red wine finish. And
I mean, it's classy, like, red wine finish. Because everyone knows when you just buy a wine called red wine.
Oh, right. Okay. So because it's not specifying the wine, it's not good enough for you now.
No, it's good enough. It specifies that it's Jura, and they usually make.
It does tell you what wine is later.
Yeah, no.
So if you'd let me finish.
Fine.
Honestly.
Complaints about not filling the dead air. Complaints about not letting them.
Fill the right air, goddammit. So, this one says, the second red wine cask finish. This Jura spends 18 years in American white oak ex-bourbon barrels before being transferred for a short spell into casks that previously held a French red wine, specifically Premier Grand Cru Classé Bordeaux barrels, say Magnifique. And again, apologies for the butchering of the accent. I did do French at GCSE, but I was always told my accent was terrible.
I was always commended for my German accent.
But that's because you're angry all the time. But then I always fired back with the fact that my French teacher was Irish and she had an Irish accent when speaking French, so...
Yeah.
And my accent is way better than Irish. No offence to the Irish, but Yorkshire accent is best accent. Even my not particularly great Yorkshire accent is better than any other accent. So on the nose, we have warm aromas of toffee, tropical fruits, and cinnamon.
I could say it does smell very cinnamony.
I'm liking. So far, all I've got is the colour, and it's a very nice kind of deep red. This one, very appealing. But that could just be because I like sherried whiskies.
We were told that doesn't necessarily mean anything, the colour of the whiskey.
Well, it doesn't mean it's older, but it does generally mean that it's just from a sherry cask.
More or less, unless they've toasted the cask, and that could give it a dark coloration. But
yeah, can do. Yeah.
Okay,
so yeah, I can definitely get the cinnamon this time.
Yeah.
It's the least sweet of the ones we've had on the nose.
Smells, but that can often mean that it's going to be a strong flavour.
So let me just aged 18 years, red wine. So the palate, there is no finish comment here, but the palate is flavours of rich black forest fruit, bitter chocolate, and espresso coffee on the aftertaste. So quite bitter then, apparently. What are you getting from that?
Yeah, it's a little bit bitter. To begin with, I got the sort of... when we say black forest fruit, I assume they mean dark cherries, like a black forest cow.
Yes.
And yeah, it definitely started from there, but it went into like a pretty high cocoa level.
Yeah.
Chocolate. I feel like this would go quite well with, a black forest cattle. To be fair,
lots of things go well with that, but yeah.
I am actually not that big a fan, but
if you've got the word gatto in it, I'll probably like it, to be honest.
Fair enough.
You sound offended by that.
No, I could definitely come up with multiple gatos you wouldn't like.
Go on then.
Shit gato.
Oh, what?
A shit gato.
That's not... You can't just make one up.
Yeah, I can. You said if I had the word gato in it, you would like it.
I meant a real thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, that might be harder.
Yeah, I do get the coffee flavours at the end.
Yeah.
It definitely goes from like you say, like the dark chocolate kind of bittery, but with the sweetness still, to just the coffee bitteriness, which I actually quite like because I quite like an espresso.
Yeah, it's nice. It doesn't have a heavy tannin feel to it for something that was done in a red wine cask.
No, I'm not sure I'd be able to. If I had this, I'm not sure I'd be able to identify it as a wine cask.
No, but to be fair, it may literally just be like a 6-month finish. So
Also, it depends what the character of this wine is like. I'm not a wine expert.
that's red. You know.
Okay.
I know I criticised red wine as being not classy, but I didn't say I was classy. So
Yeah, that is quite chocolatey. On the third tasting, then when I let it kind of sit and mellow, you do get a lot of chocolate there. That's nice.
yeah, I just oh, here we go.
What?
I had like a slightly larger third sip, and it sort of swelled into the cheeks and with the dryness.
Yeah.
So maybe I just wasn't getting enough in my mouth to coat it. So on that sip, I would have probably guessed there was some kind of. If you told me it had been finished in a cask, I'd have probably guessed wine on that sip.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say that I'm the kind of guy that can just guess.
No. Well, you got that one in Speyside.
Yeah, we did get like 2 clues, which helped me narrow it.
Didn't help me. But I'm the voice and you're the brains.
Yeah, okay. Because you obviously, because Yorkshire's the best accent.
Exactly. So I'm giving that one a 4. I really like that. That was different. That was the thing I really liked about it. I've not had one like that.
It was different.
What would you score it then?
I think I'll follow you to the 4.
A 4.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna have to go back through all these.
It was better but how are we going to get hold of half of them? We're just going to have to become millionaires.
Well, we will be famous whiskey bloggers by then, won't we?
Yeah, true. We'll be able to just ask for them when people send it.
They'll start producing it again.
Yeah, and it'll be exactly the same.
Yeah.
They'll remake the stills of long forgotten distilleries.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Raise the master blenders from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, you'll like this.
Yeah, I've seen.
Our fifth and final main whiskey before the 6 dram special one is the Elsa Bay Sweet Smoke Micro Maturation. So, you get why I said that Josh would like this one. He's a huge fan of smoky whiskey.
I do love micro maturation.
Yeah. So, release 1.2 from Elsa Bay undergoes micro maturation for 6 to 9 months in unusually small Hudson baby bourbon casks, 25 to 100 litres, before several years traditional maturation in American oak casks, 200 litres. A unique process within the Scotch industry, which kind of seems a little bit like cheating, but also I suppose you've got to store it somewhere, and you did the primacy of the maturation was done in these micro maturation casks.
You got to do something to set yourself apart as well. Crowded market nowadays.
Yeah. Also, it's probably not that easy to get a whole load of Hudson Baby bourbon casks. So.
No, I imagine it's probably not.
The nose for this one is fresh wood smoke, so it's not peat smoke apparently.
No, it gets better though.
With notes of smouldering damp heather and an extinguished bonfire, followed by a wave of oaky sweetness and vanilla oak candied orange peel.
Because damp heather is, what could be more appetizing?
To be fair, it's a not bad smell.
It is a bad smell.
Heather.
No, okay. The smell of the whiskey is a bad smell. This is the kind of smell that's nice if it's on your clothes because you've been sat near a fire. It's not the kind of smell that's nice when you're about to put it into your body.
That's what she said.
Well, I mean, I would agree with her.
Yeah. It's actually quite floral.
Yeah. To be fair, it is. There's definitely smoke in there, but it's not too cloying.
No. I can kind of get. I don't know about damp heather.
I don't get the heather, but it is quite Yeah, floral's probably a good word.
I suppose as they say, you go to what you know. So if these people are from the Highlands and they're used to, dewy heather meadows,
Yeah.
that might be what they go to when they smell.
Well, they're based down here.
Floral. They might be based there, but
Yeah, the guy's from here because I've met him.
Potentially just spends a lot of time in
Yeah, I think they probably just
Scotland.
go for things that conjure up Scottish images as well.
Probably.
So what is the palate and the finish then?
Okay, beautifully balanced peat and rich vanilla oakiness, meandering between smoke, fruit, and creamy toffee. Develops deeper, toasty oak notes with every sip. An intriguing balance of oaky sweetness and peaty dryness.
That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, that was good.
The worst bit, the smokiness, is on the finish. Comes through a bit too strong for me. But before that, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's quite balanced.
I cheated and drank before I read the palate. But yeah.
How dare you? It's quite spicy as well.
Yeah, it's not. There's no overpowering smoke to it, I wouldn't say.
No.
I'm definitely getting the sort of smoke and the fruits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm getting the creamy toffee through, but maybe the smoke is covering that for me. But I quite like that.
I would like that a lot more if it wasn't for as you swallow it, that smoke just
it remains. It's all that's left. But
yeah, it just seems to redouble its efforts to ruin your day. Like it's held in check, and it is beautifully balanced, as it says, and then you swallow it, and it's all you get.
It's not super bad to me.
Mm-hmm.
I actually quite liked pretty much everything about that.
Yeah, you're allowed to be wrong.
On you go. What are you going to give it?
Well, I'll read out what I've put down. So I put smoke and floral notes on the nose. Smokiness is balanced by dark fruit flavors initially. Spicy on the finish. Smoke gets stronger in the finish. Would you like to add anything to that?
I'd say that was fair.
Okay.
Well balanced. So, did you say that?
I put smokiness well balanced. Yeah. I don't know. It's a difficult one to score for me. What would you give it?
I might actually give this one the highest score so far as a 4.5 because it wasn't peaty in the way that I don't like things to be peaty. It was there was a
no
smoky flavour, but it was not bad.
I'm going to give it a 2.5. It's not as good as the ones we've had so far for me, but it's not bad for a peaty one. I could drink it.
Yeah, I would drink it. I guess where we're at on the... Like, I could potentially choose that. I mean, I probably wouldn't because it's micro maturation, so chances of getting the same thing again.
Yeah, but that's where we differ in it because I quite like the salty ones and you don't.
Yeah.
And you quite like the peaty ones, not too heavy peat, and I don't.
Yeah.
So we've got a good spread. If we could get his American friend in, she could cover off the peat monsters because she likes those because she's got to always be better than us at everything.
On the weekend when I was out at a birthday do, someone got me a Lagavulin and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. How drunk were you at the time?
Very.
There you go. Okay. So the last one, this is the 6th dram, so it's a little bit special as usual. This is the Kleinlish. Did I say that right?
Let's say Kleinelish.
Kleinelish. There you go. Got to listen to your SMEs, mate.
Yeah.
Kleinelish, 1996, aged 21 years, Whiskey Exchange exclusive by Signatory Vintage. So this says, this first fill sherry butt cask Kleinelish was specially selected and bottled for the Whiskey Exchange to celebrate the 10th edition of their London Whiskey Show. Now sold out, it's a very special drop. And the nose is sugared almonds, honeysuckle and nectarines, with zesty lemon and sweet apple fading to leave royal icing sweetness. The only thing I know about royal icing is it was really hard to make in Warcraft.
I don't know anything about royal icing.
It's really hard to make
royal jelly.
No, it's not that common.
No, but
Shout out to Grim Dawn players.
yeah.
So much royal jelly. Them and blooming sliff necklaces.
Yeah, which you can't get rid of because you can't sell them. Pants. I mean, everything else about that game is good though. So
Yeah, we should get the DLC at some point.
shout out to whoever made that game if you want to hook us up.
Yeah, with whiskey or video
Something
game stuff.
Black Box maybe.
What?
The
Gearbox. No, it's not Gearbox. I can't remember who made it. But you're very good, whoever you are. We should remember your name, but we're ignorant people.
Yeah.
And we're also 4 whiskeys in.
Yeah, I don't even 5.
There you go. I can't even count at this point.
Yeah. And I'm also doubting myself on my pronunciation of this word, but
Clynelish.
yeah, it could be Clynelish, but I think it's probably Clyne because it's not Welsh.
Well, tough. That's what they're called now.
Yeah, we've taken them over.
Yep.
Right. So sugared almonds, honeysuckle, and nectarines.
I'm trying to get the sodding thing open.
Yeah, mine was on pretty tight.
There we go. I used all my strength up at the gym. That is a big con of the gym, innit? It makes you stronger, but you're too tired from the gym to actually ever use it.
Well, if you're a person who goes to the gym properly, you're never actually fully fit because you're always in recovery.
Yeah.
Or at the gym.
Yeah. And I just don't get any gains because I just eat donuts.
And you're like, oh, if I just didn't do leg day for like 2 weeks, I'd be able to run really fast. But unfortunately, I can't walk right now.
I don't do leg day for 2 weeks and I still can't run anywhere.
Did you also not do leg day the 2 weeks before that and the 2 weeks before that?
It's rare that I do leg day. No, that's not true. The last 2 weeks I've done leg day.
Leg day's the best day.
Oh, chest day, best day. It rhymes.
Chest day's every day. You don't get to call a day after chest day.
Never mind. Right. So what are we saying? Sugared almonds, honeysuckle, and nectarines with zesty lemon and sweet apple, faded to leave, royal ice and sweetness.
Did you find out what royal icing is yet?
I'm not looking it up.
I'll ask SME.
Jeeves.
Oh, I'm actually doing it.
Who is the SME? Who are you referring to?
G Ugo. But I'm going to ask Jeeves.
I'm going to say it'd been great if you just phoned someone up. Just call your mum and be like, what's royal icing? And she's like, what? Just hang up.
She's in Malta, so I'm not paying for that phone call.
Fair. That's very inconsiderate of her, isn't it?
Yeah, just when I need to know what royal icing is.
Yeah, I know. I could call my mum, but I think she'd be asleep and I don't think that'd cheer her up. Okay, so I do get a bit of like apple fruitiness, quite sweet. Not sure I get lemon or sugared almonds or honeysuckle, nectarines or royal icing, but it's definitely sweet. There's a little bit of fruit in there. No, not a little bit. Quite a bit of fruit.
I still don't really know what honeysuckle is, but
no, I know the actor's honeysuckle weeks, but other than that, no. Don't know what she smells like.
I get a zestiness to this.
Yes, that's a good word.
It is in the thing. I remember you said it, but I get the lemon,
I don't get lemon, but I do get zesty.
Like a citrusy, zesty, orange maybe, something like that.
Like an orange peel, almost.
Yeah.
So palate, thick and rich, with almonds and apple jam. Apple jam? Like apple sauce. Anyway.
I feel like... Oh, no, wait, I was thinking of something else.
Light fruit cake, oak cask and sweet spice, then a sea of raisins and sultanas follow. I love raisins. Floating floral notes with a rich base of spice and fruit. Citrus zest notes build. And the finish is a burst of candied lemon, then licorice, spiced fruit loaf, and gentle barrel char. Sorry, I thought that barrel char. So, zesty fruitiness, basically.
It's very spicy.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, that is zesty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put quite zesty on the nose.
Okay. Royal icing is a hard white icing made from egg whites, icing sugar, and sometimes lemon or lime juice, which would explain why they chose royal icing rather than just icing.
Icing. So I put quite zesty on the nose and very zesty on the palate. Kind of a citrus flavors, like orange peel.
Yep. There's like a cloviness to it as well.
Yeah, like the spiciness.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you know, it's that kind of like, it's the licorice. That's what they're calling the licorice. It's an aniseedy.
Yeah, aniseed.
Swell.
Yeah, aniseed swell. I like that. It's probably the best descriptor we've gone for so far. Aniseed swell. And it's got kind of a lingering spicy finish. Even when it's gone, it's still delivering that kind of zestiness. That's
why it was like I couldn't get what it was.
Yeah.
For so long, because it was building and building to being the only thing left, and then it sort of held. It was very nice.
It is very nice. So
that'd be one you could crack out for special occasions, I reckon.
I'm kind of torn. I'm tempted to give it like a 4.25.
4.25. We're breaking it out. We've reached the stage where we need 20 levels.
Well, what do we give 4.5s?
Yeah, it's probably not. I just give a 4.5 to that.
Yes.
Other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So
let me quickly look up on our document what 4.5s we've already given out.
I'm going to actually take that back. I don't stick by it. I'm going to change my last rating to a 4 and make this to 4.5.
Let me before we get too carried away, let's see what other 4.5s have we given out. So the Abuna is a 4.5 or a 5 from me. The Winter Storm is a 4.5. The Brute Gladic 11-year-old. The Bordeaux cask, the Auchentoshan Bordeaux cask.
Yeah. So I'm definitely I'm changing my previous one. I was boisterous. It's going down to a 4, and this is a 4.5.
We've given the King. You've given the. No, I've given the King of Scots a 4.5. I really like that, but I'm not sure I'd give it a 4.5.
Look, this is something for us to discuss later when we
Yeah. Okay. So I would give that based on that. I would give it a 4. We do need to re-baseline our earlier scores, but that is a discussion for another time. You're right.
I mean, as much as I'm sure everyone loves our rambles, that ramble could be.
That'd be
a long and repetitive one.
It could indeed. Okay, that's our comments saved. So those will be typed up and added to the sheet, and this will be uploaded. Let's see, the 19th.
Yeah, it's probably going to be about the 19th.
Yeah.
In line with my next blog.
Which will be the goal going forwards, will be that your blog will be on the 3rd Friday of the month, and the podcast will go up at the same time.
Yeah.
That'll give us time.
We'll see how well we can stick to this schedule.
Yes. Unfortunately, life gets in the way sometimes.
Earning money and getting qualified.
Yeah. But if you help us out by, donating and supporting us any way you can, then we don't have to.
No way for you to donate to us, but if you send us an email, we'll send you a PayPal link.
You can send, you can send money through the post.
Yeah, to non-addressed, non-profit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's safe to give out his actual address, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's 40.
Yeah.
I stopped.